Welcome to What Would Josiane Do, where we take a look at some of the most common challenges facing inside sales teams and managers and ask Josiane to weigh in. In this episode, Josiane takes a look at some of the common reasons prospecting paralysis sets in.
Well, has sales prospecting paralysis set in? I don't know. Very interesting discussion that we're having on LinkedIn discussion groups these days. A lot of people are talking about it in the same way that they're talking about cold calling being dead and voicemail being dead. It's the outreach efforts, the prospecting efforts, and rightly so. We're finding that customers now are getting through at least half of the sales cycle on their own because they don't need salespeople. We're also finding that many of them don't want to answer the phone. It's a big interruption. So does that mean that we should just call it a day and say forget prospecting? No, it does not. I think sales prospecting is just as alive and kicking as it ever was. I just think that prospecting needs to change, and it needs to change up to really align with what's happening today. One of the first things that I think sets in on sales prospecting paralysis is when there is way too much to think about. I think it's not just distractions, but I think we're getting more and more and more piled on our plate as salespeople. A lot of salespeople I work with have to represent up to 20 plus different product lines. That's enough to paralyze anybody. So I would say prospecting paralysis sets in when there's way too much to think about. I also think it sinks in when there's big distractions out there. We have so many models and modes of communicating. Which mode is going to be the best? I also believe that sales training has a lot to do with paralysis. Sales training can really help with confidence and motivation and get the managers to reinforce it. I also believe that managers must really respect what prospecting is about because I really think that a lot of salespeople these days are too embarrassed to prospect. It's so quiet out there. There aren't many people that are even talking on the phone. And when they do talk on the phone, everybody can hear them. So those are some things that can really contribute to the prospecting paralysis setting in.